What's going on, guys and girls? Static here, and welcome back to HermitCraft. As you can see, the village that used to be on top of this hill is essentially all gone. The only remnants left are this gravel path, which eventually I will get rid of, and the well here. Now, the well I'm actually considering leaving here is kind of like a monument to old solitude. Everything else I've broken down for its various resources. Primarily I was after the cobblestone, as I'm sure you guys know, and I've already smelted up and used essentially all of that cobblestone. All that I've got left of my stone supplies is this 61 cobblestone here, 2 smooth stone, and 9 stone bricks. Everything else has been used up, and that's been used to expand the wall for solitude here. And essentially what I've done is really just thickened up the wall and made it a little bit higher in some places. It's still by no means finished. I do still want to make this wall much higher. I'd say at least 7 blocks tall, maybe a few blocks more. However, while I was up working on demolishing the village, I was keeping an eye on our little villagers in the hut over here, and about half an hour into demolishing that village, I noticed that a couple of the doors were missing. Came down here to find our villagers are gone, as are 3 of the doors, I believe. And there was no sign of any mobs or anything around. And I was really baffled by this because, as you can see, Solitude is pretty well lit at the moment. There's nowhere for the mobs to spawn, really. And I don't really think that the zombies could sniff out the villagers from the other side of the wall here, so I had no idea what happened to our villagers. I asked a couple of the guys from HermitCraft, and apparently, don't quote me on this, I'm not sure how true this is, but apparently zombies can spawn in close proximity to doors, regardless of light level. So even though the area around here is well lit enough to prevent zombies from spawning, zombies were still able to spawn in close proximity to these doors. Because we were on hard difficulty, they broke down the doors and our villagers are now dead as a result. I've got to say, I'm really not happy about this. To be honest, I feel kind of cheated. I made sure that the whole area was lit up well, that there was a wall around the village, and so that these guys were safe. Made sure that it was safe before I moved them down from the village, and yet there is code in the game that resulted in them dying. So yeah, I haven't been on HermitCraft for a while. I kind of rage quit after this, considering how much effort I put into getting this area ready for the villagers and whatever else. I know it doesn't really look like much, but you'd be surprised how much time and effort goes into something like this. And it's all the details that you can't see, like filling in the little lakes down here, harvesting all the stone and dirt and stuff for building stuff. And stuff. But yeah, I did put quite a bit of work into this area, and just to have my only 2 villagers die. So I do still plan on going ahead with the Solitude project. I will be building the walls, building some buildings, and whatever else. And my plan at the moment is, I've noticed that in 1.4, there's planned to be villager zombies. That was kind of fail. Yeah, there's planned to be villager zombies, and I've got a sneaking suspicion. I don't know if this has been confirmed yet or not. I haven't really looked into it. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that when zombies spawn, there'll be a small chance of them spawning as villager zombies. So kind of like how when spiders spawn, there's like a 1 in 100 chance of them spawning as a spider jockey. I think the same will be true for the villager zombies. And I know that the villager zombies, we're going to be able to bring them back or revive them as regular villagers. So my plan at the moment is to wait until 1.4. I'll do all the work I can on the village, make it as safe as I can, put some precautions in place to make sure that those villagers are breeding as much as possible. And then we'll start rescuing some villager zombies and make a new village. So at the moment, that's the plan. If that isn't the case, if villager zombies can only be made by zombies killing normal villagers, Then I think my plan B will be to try and borrow some villagers off Hypno, since his base is pretty close to mine in terms of the nether. So I'll have to then finish my nether rail line and then transport the villagers here via that method. Hopefully I don't have to do that though, because that will mean an absolute ton more work. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Now the wall itself, as I've mentioned, I don't have any more stone, so the work on the wall has kind of ceased. What I've done with the wall is, as you can see, I've thickened it up. I've made it so that aside from like in corners here like this, there's always 2 blocks between the outer wall and the inner wall. I'm not sure yet whether I want to maybe expand that out by 1 more block, make it a 3-block gap between the wall. Let me know what you guys think. I personally think that if I make the wall 7 blocks high and then, what would that be? That'd be 1, 3, so 4, 5 blocks. I think it'll look too short and stout and not tall enough. So, but I think personally that 2 blocks in between and a 7-block high wall would look great. And the reason I'm considering possibly making the wall a little bit thicker on the inside is because I want it. Whoops, that was close. I want to have little pathways and stuff that you can walk around inside the wall, and some staircases and stuff to get up on top of the wall, so you can look out and defend the village. So I'm not sure if in some places 2 blocks might be too narrow, especially in the corners here. You tend to get bounced from block to block, kind of like a pinball. If it's 2 blocks wide. If I made it 3 blocks, you'd be able to walk through the entire wall comfortably. But yeah, I'm still not 100% sure what I'm going to do with that. Another really quick, interesting thing that happened between the last episode and now, I was messing around with the shorelines here, making sure that I put a few pieces of dirt around the place, and I updated a bunch of sand here that we had for the beach. And as you can see, that's opened up a nice nifty little ravine down there. So that's going to be a lot of fun to explore. To be honest, when I did that, when I opened up the area, I didn't realize that I'd updated the sand, and that's how this had eventuated. I was experiencing an absolute crap ton of lag, and I honestly thought that this was some sort of a chunk error and I was passing through the seabed, but yeah, that's quite cool. I'm looking forward to exploring that, and I just thought I'd show you guys that real quick. So yeah, back to my old train of thought. As I said, I'm out of stone, so I can't really work on this wall anymore at the moment. However, I'm planning a couple of really quick... let's just wait for that sun to go down so I can get rid of the nighttime. So I'm planning a couple of quick projects around the place that I've been meaning to do for a little while now. Come on. And that sort of need to be done anyway, but which will produce a whole heap of stone for us. So I think that's what we're going to get to in today's episode. But before we do that, come on, there we go. Before we get those projects underway, I have it on good authority that we've had a visitor recently. If you guys haven't seen Biffa's 50th episode special, be sure to check that one out. Does a tour of all of the Hermit's bases and has apparently left us all a few surprises. Sorry, not a few surprises. A surprise and a few signs, sort of explaining what that surprise is. Now, I know from watching the video that the signs are over at my portal landing. So we're going to head over there now and check those out. Now, as far as the surprise goes, I've honestly got no idea what it could be. I know that there's 3 signs at the portal landing that hopefully explain where or what that surprise is. And I do know from talking with the guys on Skype that the surprise perhaps isn't the kind of surprise that I want. But we'll see what the go is. I'm assuming some sort of a prank, maybe. Okay, that annoys me. I know that one of... Where the hell did the boat go? I know that in one of the recent updates, it's supposed to be made that when you right click on the boat, you get teleported to the closest land. As you can see, that teleported me out into the water, so that's kind of annoying, but I don't know. So, nothing we can't deal with, really. Okay, so long story short, guys, I came up here and I went to check out the signs that Biffa had left. Checked out the signs, and unfortunately, for some reason, my Fraps was recording my desktop instead of Minecraft. I removed the signs and I lost all that footage, obviously because it's off my desktop, not of Minecraft. However, the signs that Biffa left essentially say to bring him 32 diamond blocks, otherwise he'll detonate hidden TNT around my base. I was just talking about in one of my recent episodes, how I've sort of got a diamond shortage as it is. I don't think I've even got a diamond block, let alone 32. Let's just really quickly check my chests. So yeah, 32 diamond blocks is not happening, and to be honest, I honestly don't believe Biffa that he's placed hidden TNT around my base, because there's really nowhere to hide TNT in my base. I mean, the portal landing here, the floor is a half slab kind of area. I don't really mind if he blows up the lake. That'd just make the water deeper, which would be kind of cool for my my plank up there. Now let's just check. I don't even have any diamonds in this chest. I must have moved them to my hidden stash. Either that or used them all up in the last episode. So yeah, we don't have any diamonds to give Biffa. However, what I do have, which I'm thinking of leaving him, is I've got TNT. Or I've got gunpowder anyway. So I'm thinking, instead of counter-pranking him and saying that instead of leaving 32 diamond blocks, since I've got a diamond shortage, I'll leave him 32 blocks of TNT hidden around his base. And if he detonates TNT in my base, I'll quite happily detonate his gift as well. I think that's what we'll do. To be honest, like I said, I don't think he's even left TNT. We'll have a quick look around, just see if there's any TNT hidden in the base of the tree around here. I don't see anything, to be honest. So there's nothing around here. Let's just really quickly, and we're going to need another boat because the other one glitched out and broke on us. So we'll make a boat really quickly and go over and check Solitude. Now, I did have a quick look around the walls. There was no TNT in the walls. So the only other place I can think of that he might have stashed some TNT is under the village. So we'll just really quickly take a boat over there. Now, as I said, I think if he has hidden TNT in the village, it'll probably be in that little cave system that I've blocked up and marked out with the stone brick cube. I think there was a dirt block missing there, so that might be a bit of a lead I could check out. But yeah, we'll see what we can find. Like I said, I'm not really expecting to find anything. It'd be great if we did. As you saw in the chest back there, I don't know if I brought it with me. I've only got like 56 gunpowder, which doesn't make a whole heap of TNT, and I love blowing stuff up. How'd you get up there, sheep? So yeah, it'd be nice to get some free TNT, and if that's the case, I'll have to thank Biffa. But yeah, I don't think he'd... I honestly don't think he'd do that. I think it's just a ploy to get some more diamonds in recognition for his 50th episode. But let's take a really quick gander down here. Light up some more of this area while we're at it. Not seeing any TNT. Maybe over here. Nope. Okay, honestly, I think we're good. We might dig a couple of quick holes around the place just to double check, and I'll just eat something really quickly. Okay. Actually, you know what? Screw it. There's not really a whole lot here that he can blow up. I mean, I know I've been kind of lazy in terms of building on HermitCraft, and the main reason for that One is like time restrictions, so main reasons I should say, time restrictions, and also because I'm not really too confident in my skills as a builder. I'm more into the technical side of Minecraft, so I've been kind of hesitant to put pen to paper, and it looks like that's kind of worked out in my favour, since there's not really a whole lot for Biffa to blow up. The only other thing I can think of is that he might have placed some TNT around my house in the HermitCraft spawn village. I mean, that's not really my base, but that's really the only thing that I've got of value on HermitCraft at the moment, or of value to blow up anyway. So yeah, I think at the moment we're pretty safe. So we might go and leave our counter surprise. Alright guys, so I went over to Kishar's base and did a bunch of grinding for TNT, and about halfway I started thinking that, to be honest, I don't intend on actually blowing up Biffa's base. I mean, that would be kind of griefing, unless of course he makes the first strike. And also I thought just hiding TNT around his base, kind of too simple, and it's a little bit below me, so I came up with another plan. As you can see, I got a bunch of resources here that we're going to use to make kind of an elaborate re-prank or prank back or whatever you want to call it. Before we do that though, I noticed that Exuma has in his little trade chest here, if we open up his trade books, iron swords are, whoops, should not be adding to the book, iron swords are 2 pieces of iron, and he's got quite a few nice swords in here, like I noticed this one here, the knockback 2, fire aspect 2, and then there was also this one here, which I think this one is the one that I'll probably be taking. Fire Aspect 2, Knockback 2, and Smite 4. So, done and done. Okay, so the first step to my wild little goose chase that I'm going to lead Biffa on is I'm going to leave a sign in his base here, or a few signs, telling him where he can get his diamonds, which is going to start him going on that wild goose chase. So, we're going to write, Dear Biffa, do not have 32 blocks, but maybe 32 diamonds will suffice. Head to your, what do we want? Donator, need more space. Donator monument. Damn long words. Monument. Sincerely, your buddy Static. Yeah, I think that'll do. So I finally found my way over to Biffa's bowl, and now we're going to start our re-prank, reverse prank, whatever you want to call it. I think what I'm going to do to start the prank is first take out this creeper, if he stops moving around. Screw it, I'll just go test out my new sword, why not? Where is he? He can go down there, he's not going to do any damage. Okay, so I think I'm going to start my reverse prank over in Biffa's little donator monument thing here. Looks like someone's just hasn't actually paid a diamond block. Wow. Okay, so what I might do is I need a crafting bench. Is there any around? No, there is not. So I'll make one for myself real quick. Just like so. Benchmarking, yay! Oh, I hate those achievements. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to make a sign really quick. That'll make us a few signs. And so this is where I'm going to direct Biffa to come get his diamond block. But we're going to leave him a sign. What do we want? Your diamonds are being kept by your captive snowman. Okay, so hopefully he knows that that'll send him down to his snowman down there. And so what we're going to do, I don't have a bucket on me, so I might borrow one of those off Biffa really quickly. I'm sure he won't mind too much. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. Now I need to find some water somewhere as well. Shouldn't be too difficult, since the whole place is surrounded by the stuff. Let's just lob that over the wall. We're going to be underwater, I'm pretty sure. Yep, cool. Okay, hopefully we can get up without drowning. And get back over to the bowl. Now I will need to really quickly craft a dispenser. I haven't made one of those just yet, but that should take us no time at all. And in the meantime, I'm going through pearls like crazy. Now, did he have crafting benches over there? I'm pretty sure he does. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, and he had a water source as well. Didn't need to go all the way out. Alright. So now I'm pretty sure dispensers are crafted like so. Yep, bingo. Haven't crafted one of those in a while, since they're not really the most useful block going around, but... Okay, so now that I've got my dispenser crafted, this is where we're going to set up our reverse prank. Come on, open. Oh, I know what I've done here. That was really silly. So I'll do some damage here. I'll replace that block in a moment. So what we want to do is, if we first of all fix the damage that we did. So this is where we're going to place our diamonds in inverted commas. And what I want to do is, on the back of this, I want to place... I'm going to do a little bit of damage here, but all in good fun. I'm sure he doesn't mind if I destroy some of this stone. And let's just get up to... I know there was... There it is. Okay. So we are going to place a bit of a sneaky dispenser right here. And this is going to have a bucket of water. Very simple so far. And all we need to do is, if we replace the netherrack somehow. How do we want to do this? Where did Snowman go? Snowman's gotten loose. Oh, I'm griefing a lot more than I intended to. That's okay, we can make him a new snowman. We'll just make some, gather up some snow blocks, or snowballs I should say, really quickly. That's okay, you can help me, Mr. Snowman. I think that should be plenty. How come we're not collecting snowballs? Okay, that should be heaps. We'll kill Mr. Snowman with my new fandangled fire aspect sword. Collect those snowballs, waste not, want not. And, oops, derping all over the place here. Eat before I starve. And I'll stick that back up. Okay, we'll need to make one of those doobies. And keep our fingers crossed that he's got some pumpkins. Again, I'm just going to borrow them really quickly. I will replace them later on. Pumpkin. Bottom chest. Beautiful. Okay. Whew. Alright, so what do we want? We want 2 of these babies. Just like so. We can let the rest despawn. So we'll be able to replace this snowman that we murdered. Okay, so what I want to do is we'll make ourselves silverfish. Oh my god. And now glitched XP as well. This is not really going that well. Okay, so now that we've got that going, we are going to replace that block there. We're going to, before we block in that chest, we're going to write ourselves a book and delete what was already in there. Okay, so this is where we're going to write our main note that's going to start setting up our prank. And we're going to write instant diamonds. Just add pressure. Wait a couple 100 years and hey presto. Okay. I hate how you can't do double spaces in these books. Hope this will suffice. Winky face. If any harm should befall my base or the town of Solitude. Actually, should probably warn him about the other pranks first. Have also hidden some other fun surprises around your bowl. Respect, capital letters. You'll know them when you hear them. Should any harm befall my base or the town of next page, town of Solitude, I can ensure that future surprises will be more explosive. Kindest regards, that's not how you say regards, your friend Static. Okay, and we shall sign that as Biffa's payment by Sean Static. Note, when you sign the book, it will no longer be editable. Okay, cool. Sign and close. And so, there we go. Instant diamonds, hey presto, blah, 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 blah. Suffice, fun surprises, know them when you hear them. Base, explode, all good. Okay, so we'll add this into the chest with 32 coal. Okay, so there's our diamonds in place. We'll replace that. And we want to dig this one out and start setting up our surprise, the first one. Okay, so the way this one's going to work, we're going to have some redstone torches, which I'll make up really quickly. That's going to power that one. That will power that one. So now it is currently powered off, and that is going to power, if we get some cobblestone out, this line of redstone. So I need some redstone dust, and that will come all the way up to our, if we clear out some more of this space, to our dispenser, just like so. Okay, and just to make sure that that's working, we want to just power that. Hey Joe. So that worked beautifully. Might just try and get Joe on Skype.
Hey
Hey man, how's it going?
thanks. How you doing?
Not too bad. I assume you're here to prank Biffa as well?
Actually, I was only up to use his spawner thing.
Oh, fair enough.
Saw some dude's name. Who's that?
What's that?
The distance.
I can't
Like,
really hear you, man. You're breaking up. I
when,
think it's my crappy internet.
okay, bro.
Yeah, I'm pranking him back for his gift. So, I mean, this is just the start of it, but yeah.
What's it gonna be?
Well, at the moment, it's just going to be he's going to come in here and that little bit of netherrack on top of the chest, he's going to have to break that to get his diamonds in inverted commas.
Yeah.
And then that's going to set off the dispenser, which is at this stage just going to drop water down into this room. Not going to do a whole heap, but hopefully I can get it to knock the levers off the wall and I don't know, lock him in the room temporarily. And then I'm also going to set a whole heap of delayed reaction annoyances around his base.
Oh, sweet.
So
I look forward to seeing the video.
yeah, at the moment it's not turning out quite as well as I'd hoped, but I'm sure we'll make it work.
What problems are you having?
You wait till you see the video. I've been derping like crazy, destroying things that I probably shouldn't have, and so on and so forth. No major damage though.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Alright man, well I should probably get back to it and I'll leave you to grinding away over there, and yeah.
Cheers, man. Well, good luck.
Thanks man, I'll need it. Take care.
In a bit.
Okay, so now that that's all out of the way, so we've tested the dispenser and it fires off just like we'd planned. However, I essentially want this to fire in such a way that it knocks those levers off the door. So we're going to, if I get some food so that I can not starve to death, which is always nice. I think if we knock out this block here, that should hopefully work. So I'll move our dispenser a little bit. And that can go over this way. No, not there. That's silly. In here. Just like that. And now just let's test that one again. Yep, cool. Okay, that little click is exactly what we wanted to hear. And so we'll just quickly jump back down here. Grab these blocks that we've been tearing up. We shall replace that one there. And we will, what do we want to do? We want to place down 2 snow blocks, bit of netherrack here, and a pumpkin on top. And so there's his little pumpkin dude back in place. Now hopefully when he comes in here, he'll see this chest. We'll put a sign on here as well to misdirect his attention. We don't want him seeing that dispenser up there. And then hopefully that will knock these levers off the wall, push him down this way, be a distraction all around. Should be good fun. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to place that and go diamonds in here. And a couple of these. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so close that one up. Perfect. So that's our first little trap in order. Okay, so the next part of the prank that I want to do, seeing as that one in there is very, very minor, I want to do a little bit more of an annoying prank, but I want to be a little bit more devious with the way this prank works. I don't want to prank him right off the bat. I want him sort of living in fear of this prank, and I want this prank to last from episode to episode. So what I plan on doing is making 4 extremely annoying devices around his base here. A couple of them will be set off when he performs certain actions, and a couple of them will be just set off on a timer. That way we can be sure that he sets off at least 1 or 2 of them, and that the other couple set off just at random times. First step in making these annoying machines is to make the bud switch, and so this is how I'm going to be making the bud switches for the annoying machine. Since I only need these to fire once, I'm just going to make a really super simple non-resetting bud switch, and you can do this, if you're not aware, by just powering a piston diagonally, like so, and then updating the piston. So once you've done that, you can then do whatever you want to the piston, and in this case I'm going to be using these sand blocks here, and I'm going to place 1 sand block on top of the piston, which is going to hold a redstone torch on it, and that redstone torch is going to be sending power over to our annoying device. Now the annoying device consists of these 3 torches here, and we're going to get some sort of a block, so in this case cobblestone, and we're going to place that cobblestone around just like so. We're actually going to need to bring this block back by 1, just so that we can also place, we're going to need more cobble, place a cobblestone block in the center, 1 on the side, and now here's where it starts to get fun. We're going to place, we'll probably do it up this way, I guess. Pistons here, just like so. We're going to place, we're going to need a little bit more room. We've got some trapdoors here, so we're going to place the trapdoors just on the outside, like so. And another one there. And another one there. And we're going to place one of these doors on each of these 4 outside blocks here, like so. And the final element to our annoying machine is simply to place 1 piece of redstone right down in the middle of the thing like that. And so what will happen now is this piston will retract, which will drop the sand block, which will cause this torch to break off, which will then stop sending power to the annoying machine, which will do this. So yeah, all kinds of fun. And so we're going to be hiding these all around Biffa's base. And finally, the cherry on the cake, Biffa is eventually going to have to find these machines, otherwise they're going to drive him crazy. So we're going to leave him a little note for when he finds them to just needle him that little bit more. So we're going to leave him, how much do ya love me? Static. Okay, and each one of these annoying machines is going to have a completely different sign. And so if you want to see them all, you'll have to keep watching Biffa's LP series. And if not, just be assured that they're going to be quite hilarious. Okay, so that's all of my traps set. All of my gifts in place. I did die once trying to get out of here. I'm not too good with ender pearls yet, but now it's time for us to hightail it out of here before Biffa logs in, since a lot of people are starting to log in now, and especially since some of those gifts are timed, we don't want them going off while we're still in here. We want them to go off when Biffa gets into his base, and we want there to be as much time left on those timers as possible. So I think that's probably going to do it for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know we didn't get any of those projects done that I was talking about, but I'm sure we'll get those done in the next episode. If you did enjoy this episode, as always, guys, do feel free to show that like button some love. It helps me out a fair bit. I've been Static, and I'll catch you guys next time. Means finished. I do still want to make this wall much, much higher. I'd say at least 7 blocks tall, maybe a few blocks more. However, while I was up working on demolishing the village, I was keeping an eye on our little villagers in the hut over here, and about half an hour into demolishing that village, I noticed that a couple of the doors were missing. Came down here to find our villagers are gone, as are 3 of the doors, I believe, and there was no sign of any mobs or anything around. And I was really, really baffled by this because, as you can see, Solitude is pretty well lit at the moment. There's nowhere for the mobs to spawn, really. And I don't really think that the zombies could sniff out the villagers from the other side of the wall here. So I had no idea what happened to our villagers. I asked a couple of the guys from HermitCraft, and apparently, don't quote me on this, I'm not sure how true this is, but apparently zombies can spawn in close proximity to doors, regardless of light level. So even though the area around here is well lit. What's going on, guys and girls? Static here, and welcome back to HermitCraft. As you can see, the village that used to be on top of this hill is essentially all gone. The only remnants left are this gravel path, which eventually I will get rid of, and the well here. Now, the well I'm actually considering leaving here is kind of like a monument to old solitude. Everything else I've broken down for its various resources. Primarily I was after the cobblestone, as I'm sure you guys know, and I've already smelted up and used essentially all of that cobblestone. All that I've got left of my stone supplies is this 61 cobblestone here, 2 smooth stone, and 9 stone bricks. Everything else has been used up, and that's been used to expand the wall for solitude here. And essentially what I've done is really just thickened up the wall and made it a little bit higher in some places. It's still by no enough to prevent zombies from spawning. Zombies were still able to spawn in close proximity to these doors. Because we were on hard difficulty, they broke down the doors and our villagers are now dead as a result. I've got to say, I'm really not happy about this. To be honest, I feel kind of cheated. I made sure that the whole area was lit up well, that there was a wall around the village, and so that these guys were safe. Made sure that it was safe before I moved them down from the village, and yet there is code in the game that resulted in them dying. So yeah, I haven't been on HermitCraft for a while. I kind of rage quit after this, considering how much effort I put into getting this area ready for the villagers and whatever else. I know it doesn't really look like much, but you'd be surprised how much time and effort goes into something like this. And it's all the details that you can't see, like filling in the little lakes down here, harvesting all the stone and dirt and stuff for building stuff, and stuff. But yeah, I did put quite a bit of work into this area, and just to have my only 2 villagers die, so possible. And then we'll start rescuing some villager zombies and make a new village. So at the moment, that's the plan. If that isn't the case, if villager zombies can only be made by zombies killing normal villagers, then I think my plan B will be to try and borrow some villagers off Hypno. Since his base is pretty close to mine in terms of the nether, so I'll have to then finish my nether rail line and then transport the villagers here via that method. Hopefully I don't have to do that though, because that will mean an absolute ton more work. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Now the wall itself, as I've mentioned, I don't have any more stone, so the work on the wall has kind of ceased. What I've done with the wall is, as you can see, I've thickened it up. I've made it so that aside from like in corners here like this, there's always 2 blocks between the outer wall and the inner wall. I'm not sure yet whether I want to maybe I do still plan on going ahead with the Solitude project. I will be building the walls, building some buildings and whatever else. And my plan at the moment is, I've noticed that in 1.4 there's planned to be villager zombies. That was kind of fail. Yeah, there's planned to be villager zombies, and I've got a sneaking suspicion. I don't know if this has been confirmed yet or not. I haven't really looked into it. But I've got a sneaking suspicion that when zombies spawn, there'll be a small chance of them spawning as villager zombies. So kind of like how when spiders spawn, there's like a 1 in 100 chance of them spawning as a spider jockey. I think the same will be true for the villager zombies. And I know that the villager zombies, we're going to be able to bring them back or revive them as regular villagers. So my plan at the moment is to wait until 1.4. I'll do all the work I can on the village, make it as safe as I can, put some precautions in place to make sure that those villagers are breeding as much as